Okay, I'm going to take a stab at this one. The problem is you're given this. Supposedly we can rewrite it like this, figure out what A and B are. Okay. Um, First thing that jumps out at me is this are sines over here. These are tangents and secants. I'm going to see if I can convert to sines and cosines, and hopefully cosines will go away. But maybe A and B are going to turn out to be cosines. I don't know. So first thing, the tangent of x is sine x over cosine x, and the secant x is 1 over cosine x. So that's squared. So actually I see a common denominator here. I've got sine x plus 1 over cosine x. That whole thing is squared. So, how do you square a fraction? You multiply by itself. So you multiply the numerators together, you multiply the denominators together. So I'm going to square the top. You FOIL that out. So that's sine squared x plus 2 sine x plus 1. I did sine x plus 1 times sine x plus 1, and I FOILed it. And on the bottom, cosine x times cosine x is just cosine squared x. Okay. Actually, now that I've got that multiplied out, I'm going to factor it again because I see what I'm going to. I see where I'm going now. Let's rewrite that numerator as just 1 plus sine x squared. So the numerator is 1 plus sine x squared. The denominator is cosine squared x. That's actually 1 minus sine squared x, Pythagorean relationship. And then I can factor that. So over here, I've got 1 plus sine x squared on the top, and on the bottom it's 1 plus sine x times 1 minus sine x. And then I see a factor of 1 plus sine x on the top and the bottom, right? You got 1 plus sine x times 1 plus sine x here, and this is 1 plus sine x times 1 minus sine x. So this will cancel out with one of those, leaving us with just 1 plus sine x divided by 1 minus sine x. And so it looks like both A and B are 1. Okay. How did I get there? 1, noticing that sines are here, I got to convert these into sines and cosines, and so I did. At this stage here, when I multiplied this out, I'm looking at linear things here, just sine to the first power, sine to the first power. I'm looking at quadratic things here, sine squareds, cosine squared. Somehow I got to get rid of those. I got to cancel something out. And so then it's a matter of, to cancel out, I've got to factor. So rather than multiplying that out, I kind of wasted a move here. But that's fine. I didn't see it ahead of time. So I factor this back out again, find a way to factor that thing with sines. Well, cosines and sines are interchangeable, particularly when they're squared. Cosine squared is 1 minus sine squared. That's a difference of squares. That's an a squared minus b squared. So it factors this way. And then something cancels out. Okay. Anyway, there you go.